Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Uncommon Faith. It's your girl LaFlower B, and I'm so excited about tonight's episode. If this is your first time catching us, guys, Uncommon Faith is a community that we are building of just amazing believers who have the audacity to live life on purpose, to walk out this lifestyle being bold and being proud and just having that huge audacious faith to do the things that God has put here to do. I'm rocking it out with some of my amazing co-hosts today. We have a full house, so let me introduce everyone. First and foremost, we have Sister DeAndra out of Atlanta, Georgia. Sister DeAndra, you in the building.
Hey, I'm in the building. Hey, everyone. Hey, my Uncommon Faith family.
Then we have Sister Regina. She was over there just yelling at Raina, y'all, but we have to mute her mic for a second.
Yeah.
It's all good, though. We already know what happens in the Brown household. Regina, how you doing tonight, boo?
Hello, my lovelies. I am so excited to be with you this week.
Yeah.
I've missed you all.
We missed you too, since you've been MIA, but we're gonna give you a pass. And then, guys, we have an amazing friend of the show. She's now a friend of the show, y'all, because it's not her first time on the show.
She's right.
An amazing author. She's an amazing leader. She's an amazing healer, mentor. She's just flat out amazing.
Yes.
Michelle, how do you do
it? Hey y'all. I'm much better. I'm good. Regina.
I love it, y'all. Gina came in and just got us all together real quick. We had a whole reality check with Miss HR, as y'all know we like to call her. But guys, how y'all? I mean, it is the new year. It's the second Tuesday of 2022, and things are really rocking and rolling. Like prophecies are being confirmed. Thank you, Jesus. Prayers are being answered.
Did we ever doubt?
I didn't know if it was going to take one more or not. So I don't know. I didn't doubt that it would happen. I just didn't. It's like, it's God's timing. We just don't know God's time.
Okay. Are we doing a reveal tonight?
No, ma'am. No reveal. Nothing. Things are just happening. New opportunities are, coming to our doorsteps. DeAndra got these beautiful braids, so I want to know what's her new name this week.
Yes. Come through with the name.
So much flavor.
So who is this, Sister DeAndra? Because we know we were talking about the blonde. I actually told Regina that I'm thinking about dyeing my hair blonde as well.
Come on.
I don't know.
I am not.
Join the family. Mine's dirty blonde right now because I need to wash my hair. But yes, come and join the family.
Let's go.
I'm loving this little ginger look, So, but I love to go by Veronica, so that's my.
It's okay, Veronica, because mine is Patricia. So
she
am I the only one with like
Veronica? Okay,
a more urban name.
I think so.
Mine's is Maria. That was always my club name because it was my Spanish class name. So Maria. And when she's gonna fight, it's Keisha.
Come on,
Keisha. You have a little bit
more. Talking about Keisha, you better back up because what's that song you were saying in the beginning? Duck if you buck.
Come on. And mine was Destiny. Like my little, it was like that was my little hood.
How does a white girl even have a bougie name?
That's how she rolled.
Unexpected pow 1 2. They just wasn't expecting it. So that's the best
like she would swing around the pole and drop kick you with her high heels.
You can see it. You see it? Because that's who she is.
Like, we're cutting up tonight. I'm sorry. Yeah, Destiny swing around the pole. Wow. And you're shining on with her high heels.
Y'all are something else.
We're not going to tell you our nickname for her. When it comes to them high heels swinging around the pole, we ain't even going to share that one.
No, we're not. Okay.
Gina, that's for Patreon. That's for Patreon. That's Patreon. But guys, if this is your first time catching Uncommon Faith, definitely like, share, and subscribe. We have some amazing topics to go over tonight. we're going to be jumping into our testimony segment. I know God is real. Just talking about different experiences. We're going to be talking about stewardship tonight. Touching on that. And then we just got another interest. Y'all know the spirit be moving. All types of stuff be happening. And another topic we just going to throw in there is going to be like to curse or not
to curse.
Or not to curse.
That's deep. That's so deep.
Question.
Right? Because, some of y'all know, for the fans of the show, the friends of the show, y'all know about my mouth, but we're not going to jump into that. So definitely like, share, subscribe, because it may help somebody. Regina, really, you didn't have to give all the face like that. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. But let's jump into our first segment, ladies. Let's jump into I Know God is Real Because. So who has a story or a testimony you would like to share? Tiffany, since you the friend of the show tonight, I know you have so many. So if you have one, that's fine. If you don't, I know that one of the other sisters, I know they got something.
Go to one of the other sisters, because I gotta gather myself and come up with.
You gotta go through the Rolodex of faith.
Yes,
you gotta go through the Rolodex of faith, y'all. Really quick. Regina, what you got over there?
I got it now. Go ahead. I got it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. You want me to go? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So Sunday, I had to drop my husband off at the airport, and it was funny because as soon as we walked out the house, it just started pouring down rain. It had been gray for a couple of days, like there was no sun, because we're all in Houston except for you, Sister Didi. Anyway. So we start driving this torrential rain, the kind where people are driving with the hazard lights on. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, I got to drive back home in this by myself. I can't do that. I said, well, honey, I'm going to start praying now. He said, yeah, you start praying. Because I was like, I can't drive home in this. So I drop him off and I'm coming out of the airport. And y'all know IAH has that really, really long drive. Mm-hmm. So I'm coming out and I'm like, Lord, you said we had the power to control the elements and the environments we're in. So I'm going to declare right now, the angels of the wind, of the rain, of the storm, I need y'all to push these clouds out the way so I can see, so I can get home safe. By the time I got to the first traffic light on the drive, it went from torrential rain to literally it was just a drizzle. I was like, come through, Jesus. Okay.
Nice.
So I'm driving and right then I get a tornado warning, that there's a tornado warning in the area. And so I'm like, we can't handle tornadoes. So I'm driving down the thing, and it's funny because literally right in front of me, the rains are heavy, but I just keep pushing my hand and say, move the clouds, move the clouds, move the rain, move the clouds. And every time I get to a place that's heavy, it just, within a matter of minutes, it just slows down or stops. And so I'm getting ready to get onto the freeway, and I look to the left and I see this wind, and then I realize it's a funnel cloud forming on the freeway. I said, well, let me just slow down a little bit. The funnel cloud went in front of my car.
Wow.
And then I said, okay, that's done. And I got on the freeway and I just was like, we know the deal, right? Move the clouds. All the way home, the rain kept stopping and going down to the point that when I finally got by my house, there was no rain and there was actually sun shining through the clouds. And there hadn't been sun in like 2-3 days. So I was like, oh, look, that's my God. So yes, that's how I know God is real.
Yes.
Hey.
That's great.
Man, those elements, y'all, don't stop.
I love that.
My kids say, we could be water benders and fire benders. I don't know how real that is. That's what they say.
I stopped the rain. I stopped the rain. I'm telling you, the rain stopped. And it went from hazard light vision only.
Wow.
So, that is amazing. That's amazing. Regina, you got one?
I'm sure I have plenty.
I'm sure you have plenty as well.
Why Regina giving us school teacher tonight? Come on, Regina.
I'm just saying, I'm sure I have plenty, but the way the fog in my brain is set up at this exact moment in time.
Okay, so
if you don't switch out of HR mode, I'm gonna scream. If you don't, it is after 5 o'clock. I need you to switch out of HR. You're not processing nothing. You ain't doing no investigation.
Listen, You're in downtime.
Oh, Sister DeAndra got the hotline tonight.
So actually, I was sharing our video and our live, and it came on.
My bad.
Yes, you gotta like, share, and subscribe yourself, please.
Yes, definitely. So I know God is real is because just things that I have been praying for are just coming to pass. People that I just never knew are coming to me with great things and things that I have been, really looking for, because within my career now, especially within acting, I'm being very choosy, and I'm really making sure that the productions that I'm going after and the things that are, just on a level that I feel like I should be in right now. So, it's just not about the little things, even though a whole bunch of practice, don't get me wrong, acting class, still constantly staying fluid in it, and, definitely knowing that you can never stop. But I mean, it's just as far as the things that I want to really put my energy in and really show talent, and creating my own content, and my wheels have been turning, and I've been laying low for quite some time, and I just feel like everything that I want to do, all the ideas, I haven't really said it out loud, but I know it, I've written it down. So now I'm just waiting on God to put those people in my life, which he has already started. So I know he's real because he is putting these key players in my life that I have asked for, because I removed everybody. So I really don't have any outsiders besides you guys on the screen and my coworkers, that I kind of talk to with every day. But besides that, I don't really chat with others, and I have really been, just definitely taking it all in and just filling my cup up. Look, my cup, I can say I'm about to be 35 in a week and a few days, okay? At 35, I'm filling my cup up, and my cup is almost full. And it's just so great because it's kind of like, half up, half down. It's like you're always in limbo, and it's like I have never just been to a place where it's like I feel like my cup is filling up and it could possibly overflow, which would be even better. And I can start doing the things that I know I'm supposed to be doing, I'm destined to do. So he's so real because it's his time. It's his time. Wow. No matter when you want it, no matter when you think you should have it. Oh, I'm such a witness. It is his time.
That's
and
so
he is gonna get he almost gonna give it to you when you ready to be like, forget it. Like, I don't even want it no more. Like,
that's what we call him the 11:59 kind of God.
Yes,
right. And that's so true.
Because usually it takes for 11:59 for us to get out of the way.
That's right.
Man.
Right, for us to be in a position where we can actually enjoy the blessings and do right by the blessings, right? And be that good steward. That's so funny that you said that, Dee, because Marcus and I, we got a confirmation today. I'll tell you guys later.
Okay, I'm excited. I can't wait to hear.
He's like, you know what? I almost forgot. He's like, it's not that I almost forgot that I prayed for it, but I was at the point where I was cool without receiving it.
Come on.
And he was like, because I just really continue to align with God and to put myself in position to continue to grow and be that man of God that he wants me to be and that I'm striving to be, that whether this prayer, whether he decided to grant me this or not, I wasn't holding that against God. It was like, cool, if you give it to me, I'm okay. If you don't, I'm still going to do what you called me to do. Yeah. And then that's when, the door started, when that door opened, and it was just like super emotional this morning. I know God is real. I've really just been evaluating so many relationships over the past couple of weeks. And God is really just, he really confirmed that sometimes I have allowed myself to stay in situations for too long, right? Situations and with people for too long. I'm thinking that, oh God, this is just a thorn in my side. I'm just going to have to deal with this. And God is like, no, you are allowing yourself to be stuck in that situation. So sometimes it's like we really, instead of praying for the situation or praying for the other person, I really, over these past couple of weeks, I've just been focused on myself. And I'm like, God, who do I need to cut ties with? What areas do I need to move away from? Because a lot of times our unhappiness, the issue is us.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is
Absolutely.
us. And, you know, I'm just so excited about, you know, some of the new things that are coming because I've decided to cut ties with people in different areas. That doesn't mean that I'm completely pushing them out of my life. It just means that for, you know, those categories or those departments that we talked about on the show before, I've put them in different departments. And it's so freeing to be able to do that, you know, especially going into, you know, as we, you know, going into this first month in 2022. So I'm excited.
That is awesome.
That sounds so good. Yes.
I'm super excited for the confirmation that you all received. You really said a mouthful in regards to Marcus being content with whatever God had for him, right? And then once really accepting that and walking in that, then God moved.
Wow.
Which relates back to what Miss Tiffany said, in that we have to get to a place where we surrender and we let it go and we put it down. And then when we do that, that's when we tend to see him move.
Wow.
So true. So true. So
hey. Okay.
What'd you say, Didi?
I just said it's deep. You know, it's just
so deep.
It's really, so really deep.
And I mean, you know, in our area, we did have these horrible storms come through, and we don't typically get hit with tornadoes in, you know, this metropolitan area. And so with this storm to come through, and we had about 6, I think, confirmed tornadoes, touchdowns in different areas. And so for Miss Tiffany to say that you saw this funnel cloud, you know, God moved that thing out of the way. I'm just giving God all the glory. And it just truly speaks to the power that he says we have, and just taking that authority and walking in that power. And when I know we're going to talk about cursing, right? And so it speaks to the power that we have in our tongue and what we speak. Had she not spoke to that thing, I'm sure the situation would have been different, but because she spoke to it.
Yes.
Come on, Sister Regina, sounding like she opening up. She the opening missionary for the women's program on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, she just
gonna be messing about Regina.
Did she sound like she set up the next speaker? Like
look, I'm sure the Uncommon Faith family agrees with me when they would say that she just sounded like you. All right, let's keep it moving.
I'm not playing with y'all today.
Yes. She had a flower moment. Okay. We might call it a flower
moment.
Yes.
Oh, you know,
just when you start flowing. It's beautiful. It was a beautiful moment.
It was. I really feel like I was on the pew and was just opening up the whole missionary meeting and getting us all in the right mindset to make our next speaker. She didn't done it before, y'all. She didn't done it before. But as we transition outside of I Know God Is Real, we can't jump into the cursing. We can jump into curse or not to curse really quick before we end up going to our first break. How do you guys feel? Like, y'all know, I have this, I'm at tug of war with my mouth sometimes. And sometimes it just feels good to let out some words that will just relieve some stress, right? And, you know, I tell this to Sister Linda, and Sister Linda tells me, flower. That's what she says, flower. I'm like, Sister Linda. I'm like, you don't understand. I'm like, say it with me. And she's like, get away from me.
like, I rebuke you.
For real. Do I need to get my oil? But y'all know I love Sister Linda. But guys, it has been like I think since I was probably a teenager, it's been a struggle for me, to really get my tongue and my mouth under control. I have grown so much since I've dealt with issues and healing and anger and all of that. But sometimes I still go sometimes. How do y'all feel? Do you guys have the same struggle? Or do you guys, is it even a struggle? No, we just talking about the words. We're just talking about the words, like the actual.
I'm going to keep it 100. I was on the freeway the other day. I was on the freeway the other day.
I think I was on the phone with you.
You were? Uh-oh. And this lady came, and I guess she felt like I cut in front of her or some other, but she rides behind me until she has the first opportunity to cut around, and this lady cuts around, gets in front of me, and like we're going 80 miles per hour, gets in front of me and slams on her brakes.
I mean, she is
it's 0 or 80.
She's a speed racer.
80 is my 65. I have no shame.
That's what I said. It's 0
I'm
or
not
80.
mad at you because I'm with you. Go ahead, sister.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
But so this lady gets in front and slams on her brakes and literally almost caused us to have an accident. And I was not expecting that or anticipating that. I'm not sure who it was. It might have been one of you guys was like, Gina, I'm glad you didn't have a gun in the car because y'all know me. And I don't know what I would have done in that moment had it been right there readily accessible. That's why I don't keep one.
On you.
But what I did have was my mouth. I had my tongue. And I cut her every possible way I could think of. And then I've been praying and repenting for like 2 days straight after that because I felt so bad.
You did. You threw every word in the book.
Wait, okay. We've all seen The Mask, right? You know that scene when he inhales the bullets and he spits them back out, That's all I picture Regina just oh my goodness, just going in.
Yeah. And I really hadn't done let loose, like I just couldn't even remember. It felt so not like me. Honestly, because it's just not what I do like that anymore. And so I felt horrible. I felt absolutely horrible afterwards. I was like, Lord, I'm sorry. Then I found myself praying for the woman and trying to cancel the words that I spoke on her.
Because I even said, who are you? I even said, who are you? Like, what are you doing with your life?
You did. While you heard me on the phone and you was like, Regina, I was all in. Like I had just completely jumped all the way off. And so, yeah, it happens. It happens.
Lord. DeAndra, Tiffany, do you guys?
I'm laughing at Tiffany's faces. I'm trying not to be so, but her faces got me rolling.
I'm gonna let DeAndra go because I'm gonna go last.
Okay. It's a struggle.
I hope Sister Linda is not watching this episode.
It's
right, because I don't need to see her comments.
It is a struggle, because I promise. And unfortunately, some of the words have become second nature.
This is true.
And
yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes,
I agree with her.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
She said cussed. Not cussed. She said
cussed.
Cussed.
And that's what she got. Smooth.
Beep, 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 beep. Okay.
Let me tell you, I chased the woman down.
She did.
I chased her down after that. We got into this whole speed racing thing.
Oh, no.
Chasing each other on the freeway. Like, it was bad. It was bad. I went to from 100 in 2.5.
And Didi, I was wondering, I was like, why Didi didn't pick up? This conference call, Didi didn't pick up. So she could have
I picked up my phone. I rolled up on her. I had it recorded.
I would have encouraged her.
The Lord knew.
I would have been like, Gina, go faster. Go get her. I would have encouraged my sister, and Lord knows that was not the time to encourage her in that moment. So he knew not to let me know our chat was going on.
Because y'all know the inside, like when Gina's on video chat, y'all, the inside of Gina's car sounds like a 7. What's the big airplane?
747 or something like that.
Even the big old international ones, even the big ones. We'll go with that one. That's how Gina's truck sounds like because she stays above 80.
So okay, but this is my only thing that I'm struggling with, and you need to minister some hands on her.
And pull over. Let me tell you something.
What? He wanted to lay them hands for sure. I think the only difference is I do not feel bad like Gina does. I feel relieved. I feel so good. I feel like I got it out. And I know that's the problem. That's the problem. Cause I'll say a little cuss word to the dog, like get your, just little things.
Not Roxy, no,
okay, because now Roxy,
if I'd be like, you better not in my house, and I feel like if I talk to her, like the girls, then she'll listen.
Get the understanding.
Yeah.
I can't with y'all tonight. I can't.
Yeah, Lisa say she feel me. Come on,
you gotta
Lisa.
speak like that to the. Why is it that they don't act like they have no understanding if you don't talk crazy to them?
I don't know. That's a whole nother show.
It is.
I'm just so my answer. All right. My answer is it's been phases for me. Right. I actually never used to cuss until my second marriage. And in my second marriage, I learned how to cuss and drink. So I wasn't a big drinker, but sometimes he would start talking. I'm like, oh, you're going to start talking. Hold on a second. Then I would pour a drink and be like, okay, now I can listen to you. That was it. And I have never been big at cussing people. That's never been my thing. Right. Like I said, I was late into the cussing part. And then I think there was a period of time when the road rage killings were happening in LA. I don't know if y'all remember, it was back in the early 90s. That stopped me from ever thinking about cussing people out on the road. Like I just have an unnatural, I'm not going to deal with you on the road because you don't know who's in the car and people don't have sense.
That's true.
I don't have time to
They had some guns in the car.
That's true.
So that's
but
what
I'm not a big road rager.
That's what happened for me with that.
Yeah.
But then I got on a good little stroll in my 40s when it was like I still don't like to use the big dog, but my favorite word starts with S. It ends with T. Right? So sometimes you just gotta express. I even wrote a book with that in the title. I haven't published it, but it's sitting right there. And so I've never cussed my kids. Well, actually, when my kids turned teenagers, I would talk really, really, really nice to my daughter and my son, the last two, and they would just be like, and then they wouldn't hear me until I would cuss. And then they were like, Mom, why are you cussing? I said, because I was just talking to you nice and you did not hear me.
Yep.
That's the kids in a nutshell.
Exactly.
You didn't make that happen. Right. I didn't even make that a habit, but I would have to fluff it up sometimes so for them to hear me.
I like that.
Then
fluff it up.
Fluff it up. So I've never been a big cusser in public. Like my mother, like I came from that era where women didn't cuss in public. You don't cuss in mixed company. So right. I still have that in me. So that kept me from having a struggle. Like when I'm with my friends in private is more likely where you'll hear me. Like you'll never hear me cuss in public.
Right.
And as we were starting the show, what I was telling you was, okay, Lord, you got me on this mission and on this journey, and I'm working with these church people, and like people would always want me to come and talk in their pulpit. I'm like, Lord, y'all know I cuss, right? Because I might forget and cuss like when I'm saying something. right? So I was like, Lord, I need you to help me. So I went on a fast and I fasted words. And in the midst of the fast, what I heard from God was cussing is not the problem. That's just foul language. That's just words that are words. He was like, cursing is the problem. And
Oh,
so
hold that, Tiffany. Hold that.
That's
Hold
so
that.
true.
Hold that. We got to go to break.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Okay.
They said a mouthful.
it ain't the cussing, it's the curse.
oh, that's
Cursing.
good.
When we come back, y'all, we're going to talk
Y'all
about
better
the
not go
cursing
nowhere.
between cussing and cursing. Cussing, CUSSIN, and cursing, the other one, right? We'll be right back, y'all.
Life is better when you are living on purpose, but many times we get stuck in the rat race and in the mundane task of our day-to-day lives, causing most to lose sight of their purpose. That's why certified life coach, inner healer, and business strategist LaFlower B is here to help you get calibrated to your calling through proven systems, techniques, and resources. Order a copy of her book, Principles to Reposition, to assist you with your journey, or schedule a free clarity session to kickstart the journey. After these sessions, clients have stated they found clarity and opened their eyes to things they had long forgotten. So get social and follow LaFlower on all social media platforms at LaFlower B. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you. This show was sponsored in part by Flat Fee Tax Prep and Services, offering quality tax preparation serving clients nationwide. For more information, visit www.flatfeecreditandtax.com. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Uncommon Faith. We are rocking it out, and in this segment, we're talking about cussing versus cursing. And so we all just went over, whether we struggle with it, whether we, do this double dutch dance with the words. I think that the majority of us, it's like we mind our manners in public, but when we're behind closed doors in our private settings and something tap dances on our nerves, something comes out. But Tiffany was about to go into, after she did a fast of words, what's one of the revelations that she came out with?
The revelation was the difference between cussing and cursing. And for those that know me, they know I'm a big stickler for words, right? Like I will correct a word because I understand the power of them. So especially with my clients and people around me, you can't use negative speech when you're talking about yourself, talking about others. But in this fast, God was like, baby, you got to go deeper and understand the cursing that you do that you don't even know you do. Right? We know the power of life and death is in our tongue. And so what he pointed out to me was how much of our lives is cursed or filled with curses that were self-imposed, that we spoke ourselves, or that our parents spoke over us, or that people around us spoke over us unknowingly. Something as simple as, and I think we've all known somebody who said it or had it said to them, you'll never be anything. The words we speak to ourselves that say, I don't know that, I'm not enough to do this. I'm not smart enough. I'm not pretty enough. The words that we speak when we say, I don't have the education to take me there. I don't know enough. All of that is word cursing that we do. And so I'm gonna stop right there and let y'all talk about and add your own curses that you heard. But when, like, literally the power that struck me when he said, pay more attention to your words that you speak over yourself and others. I still struggle with the word shit. Excuse me, but I don't struggle too much with speaking ill over other people or myself.
That's good. What y'all got? Gina over there just processing.
Ooh, child.
I mean, it's so true. Our words have power. So you have to be careful of what you say. Like when I hear people talking to their kids and I hear somebody say, oh, you ain't, and different stuff like that. And even when, mates get into arguments and just start saying the ugliest things to each other. And especially if you're a spouse, if you cursing them, you cursing yourself at the same time. So I'm very much so like that. And I hear people say certain things, I cringe like, oh my God, you know, and even out at work, somebody will say something, ooh, girl, you gonna get sick. Don't speak that over me. I don't receive that. And I'll tell them real quick, no, I'm not, you know, because I recognize, right, that the words, they're putting that in the atmosphere and words have power. So yeah, that is huge. The difference between curses and cussing, saying foul language, which is really what it is, foul language. A curse is something different.
Right, right. And I agree. It's you hear it when you hear it, especially, you know, when we work with kids and different families and stuff like that, it hurts, you know, hearing parents speak word curses over their children. It's like that's one of the things that kind of like takes me out. Because I'll say, little things. I'll say like, oh, go drink some dumpster juice. Don't judge me, y'all. But I'm not gonna tell them, to actually curse the children and things. But it really hurts, and I think as a community we have to do something about that. One of the ladies that was in our beautifully broken fast in December, she had just had her grandbaby. And they were already saying that, the grandbaby was spoiled and that he was going to be bad and things like that. And she had to start rebuking them. She's like, why can't a young king just be treated as an amazing young black man? Even from a baby. And I see us doing that in our community a lot, where we'd be like, oh, come here, little badass, or come here, little bad, but, stuff like that. And that stuff, even from childhood, we have to change. Just because a child is active, just because a child is curious, or just because they don't understand why you're doing something, we call them bad. Have you guys seen that? And I'm not sure if it happens in other communities as well, but I know in our community it happens a lot. Just because a child is curious, or they may have a learning disability. We know so many of our kids have been impacted by, different mental health issues and disorders and things like that, like with autism and stuff. And you may be thinking that the child is just being insubordinate or disobedient, and you start calling them bad, when in reality, there's some real stuff going on.
Yeah, or they sleepy.
Or hungry or tired, right? You ain't sleepy or hungry.
Yeah.
Or maybe they just really don't want, like for my son, he would not eat mashed potatoes. I know this is crazy, but I'm thinking like, you go eat these mashed potatoes. And so I'm like, why do you not want this? Why are you being so upset and fussy and just being, and it's just legit, he just don't like them. And so I just started fixing him something else. And I think us as parents, when he was little, he did not like mashed potatoes.
Who does not like mashed potatoes?
My husband.
No. He's like, no mashed potatoes.
My kids.
The blasphemy.
Right. But now if I make him homemade, he'll eat them. But he doesn't want like the little Idaho potatoes, the little instant ones.
Yeah.
But guys,
I don't think nobody do.
Right.
No,
but I think
no shade.
No shade to Idaho.
No shade.
No
shade.
To the instant, because when you in the bun, them
but get the real potatoes, y'all.
Right. But I think, when it comes to our children, we definitely have to, especially when they're younger, we have to do a better job of understanding that they're new to this world. They're finding their way, that they're going to have likes, dislikes, and we have to listen to them and not curse them just because they don't like the same things we like, or just because, they may be really having some actual issues.
Yeah.
Or like y'all said,
I got a lot of compliments with my daughters when they were younger. And it's like, oh, I love y'all's relation, or I love the way there was, but it's just like, I really have just communicated with them since they was little, like they're just regular humans, just Same. What do you need, and it's always been a real conversation and just keeping it real with them, and just letting them know I'm really trying to build successful adults to put in society. I really am trying, right. But it gets to a point to where it's like, well, it's hard.
I tell you what, if Sister Linda was on here, she would quickly give you all an example. And I can't even tell the story because it's her story to tell. It's my story, but she's made it her own. In that we were at an activity, like I think one of my nephews had a baseball game football game, something to that effect. But we were all there, and my niece was cutting up. She was doing something, I can't remember. And I said, I'm going to throw you out there in the street, or I'm going to throw you out there in front of one of these cars if you keep on, like something crazy like that, right? So then when we all start going to the car, my niece literally almost got hit by a car. If it wasn't for the person that snatched her back in that moment, and my mama looked at me and she said, you spoke it. And I said, oh. Oh, I was like learning very early. I mean, and the fact that it just happened so quickly, and I wouldn't have never put the two together. Like I wouldn't have never connected the fact that I had just said that just minutes before, and then bam, it was about to happen. So
it's amazing the amount of words that we speak. I forget the statistics of how many words we speak a day, but the amount of words that we speak that we don't even think about, that are so unintentional but are still powerful nonetheless. Like I was at a restaurant the other day, and this woman was cashing out, and they were talking about how young people don't eat food, and they're worried about the calories and if it has gluten, right? And I heard this woman tell the cashier, I told my kids I want to die of a heart attack. I literally visibly did this, like she's like, I was like, why would a person ever say that? But people don't understand the power of words. I look at people like, and I hope this doesn't offend or upset anybody. You look at Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant spoke that he was going to die young his whole career. He said he was going to die young and he was going to die while he was on top, but he didn't know it was going to cost him his daughter too. Kobe Bryant spoke that his whole career, right? And so I'm so conscious. I'm even conscious of the jokes because words go out. It don't know if it's a joke or if it's not. So when you're talking about with your ugly self, I hear people who are in relationships and they're married or their boyfriend and girlfriend, and they talk to each other in such derogatory way. The man is calling his woman his B, she calling him that dumb thing. I'm like, how do you speak to somebody that you claim to love and value in such a derogatory way? And I'm so thankful I taught my children that. So I've never heard my children speak, ill or badly to the people that they're with. And if I've heard it, I've corrected it. But I don't believe in joking. Like, I don't joke like that. I would never tell my husband, oh, with your ugly self or with your dumb self, or it's not funny. That is not funny. And we need to, especially our community, we're in a state of having to heal from this traumatic BS that we've been passing on, like dust on the floor. That last little dust you try to get in the dustpan.
That residual stupid.
Yeah,
passing it on, and we are in a period of healing, and we have to get these lessons and understand. Just because your mother did it doesn't mean you should.
Come on,
say it.
Just grandma cussed you out and you turned out okay, but you're not okay.
Come on.
Now, Sister Regina, I saw you make a face that it sounded like something in his truth.
Yeah.
Would you like to share?
Thanks, Flower. I gotta know.
Yes, it is. Excuse me, you guys. I'm still dealing here. I'm just grateful that I haven't coughed through this whole show.
Thank you too.
Miss Tiffany was talking about the spouses and speaking and talking about with your ugly self. And I said, well, shoot, I know my words be power. I'd be like, oh, baby, I see that 6-pack. But I see it.
Can the producer mute Sister Regina? Can the producer mute Regina? Okay. I'm gonna use that one though, because Brother Marcus is starting his workout today, and I'm gonna speak.
Yes,
I see that 6-pack.
Yep, manifest that thing.
How do I say it?
All right, guys. All right,
You
guys.
know how to say.
I just have one more thing. Is it okay? Flower?
Yes.
I'm going to transition and have you talk about the project that you're working on, but go ahead, Tiff.
Because of what she brought up is just the last statement is that we have to be so intentional about the blessings that we speak over our children, over our men. Like, I'm an only girl. I was raised with 4 brothers, right? My father was very present. He taught me about being a wife. He taught me about being a daughter, a sister. Like, my father was very well rounded. And so because of that, I have a great deal of respect for men. So even when I see raggedy men, I can find something, or I try to find something to affirm them, because what has happened is too many of our men have been dogged, spoken down to, first by their mothers because they look like their daddy that is not there, or is cheating on the mama or beating her.
Come on.
And then they talk to their sons, they debate them and they berate them until they become what they said. And then see, I told you it would be that, right? And then the women, and this new breed of women who don't believe in giving any kind of props, any kind of credit for anything a man does. How does that work? Like, how does that work? So I have a lot of male friends who, for a long time, especially when I was younger, I was the only female who would affirm them. I would tell them, I see you working really hard to take care of your kids, and I'm so proud of you. If nobody ever told you, I'm proud of you for doing it. Simple like that. How many of you have said something affirming to the men in your life? Your father, your brother, your grandfather, your son, your boyfriend, your husband. Yeah, he got on your nerves today, but did he go to work? Did he bring home something? Like, did he really care about you? My husband and I have been together for 12 years. I have never spoken a bad word to him, because I'm always going to affirm him and show him gratitude, and things that I don't like, we have a discussion about. But I would never berate him. And we got to learn how to do that. We don't lose anything.
Right.
By being kind and compassionate to the people in our lives. And I was just talking about our husbands and our sons. Baby, the damage between mothers and daughters in our community. We better learn
mother
how
wounds
to
are real.
our daughters and stop telling them they fast and fighting them when they 12 in our house.
And calling them bees and telling them you were a garden tool. But Tiffany, just to touch back on the men really quick. You're so right. And so, it's so important to constantly build up the men in our life. But I also challenge everyone, like, if you're still like in the work environment, when you come in contact with, especially a young minority male, affirm him. It's like when any males that are on my teams or that I'm coaching, I always say, Mr., and it makes them feel some type of way, or yes, sir. No, sir. And it changes. It's like, I've never heard anyone call me Mr. Such and Such. Yes. It does something. And other people look at me like, why are you calling him Mr.? Right. I'm like, because I'm affirming who he is.
Yes.
He is a man, right?
So have you seen Coach Carter? Everybody's young sirs.
Right.
I always address my students as sir and ma'am, and then and Mr. and Miss. Like, it makes a difference. It makes such a difference.
You know what?
I'll follow you home.
I'll follow you home, girl. Come on,
Lisa. Please and thank you.
You know what? They just showed a clip because we know that the community just recently lost one of our trailblazers, right? Sidney Poitier. And he one of the things he said, they showed a clip of an interview he did years ago, and they said, what is the key to your success? If there's one thing, what can you say? He said, I've always said please and thank you. Mm-hmm. Like my mother told me, if I just say please and thank you, and he said he could not even number the amount of doors that opened for him because of those 3 words.
Wow.
Right.
That's awesome.
That's like
so true. It's manners.
My whole life with my children, as young children, I've always said please and thank you to my children. their whole life. Even now, they're all grown. Please and thank you. I say please and thank you to my granddaughter. Please and thank you.
Right.
I'm not
Absolutely.
just going to tell you to do it. I'm going to show you how.
Exactly. That's it. It's like we have to be that example
Be
to
the
our
example.
children, to our community,
Right.
by saying please and thank you, using sir and ma'am. You know, I know some people think it's old school to, you know, it's like what do you say? Well, like Birdman say, put some respect on my name. It's like if you were an elder or something like that, I'm gonna say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Or if you're an aunt or an uncle or anyone like that, I'm gonna give you that respect. But it's such a lost art, or manners are totally thrown out the window. You know, we've had people
It is.
I didn't have kids walk in the house. I'm like, hey, Flower, what's up? I'm like,
No,
you
that's
see?
not what we're gonna do.
We're
Right.
not going to do that.
That's
We
not
do
what
that
we're
at
gonna do.
mom's house.
Yeah, we're
But
gonna
when you
stop
come
that
over
at the
here,
door. We're gonna stop
right?
that.
At the door.
But
So
you
let
know
me tell
what?
you,
I
I
was
grew
going-
up. You couldn't say I could not address. We could not address an adult
Oh,
without a
Right.
handle on that name. Because when I say that was a smooth butt whooping, like for real, for real. And so when I went to my husband's family, yes, all that. And the kids was calling the aunties and stuff by their name. I said, what? And then the auntie, y'all know her. She done been on the show multiple times. She's
Yes.
like, I'm not old. They ain't gotta call me auntie. I said, oh, yes, they do.
Oh, huh.
They absolutely do. And I went in there and I honestly changed the culture. So now every last one of them addressed somebody with a handle. But that's not what they were doing prior to that.
You know
but
what?
I'm like that. Woo.
Even in the drive-through, I found myself like saying yes, ma'am, or
Yes.
no, sir. And then
I
they'll
do.
just
Be
look at
careful.
me, and they'll be
Didi,
like,
be-
and I'm
no.
like,
What'd you say? Be careful.
Be
you know,
careful.
they just
I
look
did it
at
at
me.
Sonic.
They're
And the
just
man-
shocked.
and
You
he
know,
said,
like,
I'm
I'm
not a
like,
man.
oh yes, ma'am, or thank you, or
Don't do it, Didi. Don't do it. I did it. And he was like, I'm not a man.
oh,
I was like, well, thank you.
Sir.
Thank you. I didn't even put nothing on it. I
No,
just
you were
said,
trying to be polite. You were fine. Like that's his that he got a feminine sounding voice. Like
yeah, he
sometimes
going
you just
through
have to
something.
leave it at
He was
thank
going
you.
through something.
but then my teenager, she got on me. She's like, see, I told you. You can't do that for yourself. I was like, I'm still gonna do it. And your butt go, I was about to say your ass, and your butt gonna do it too. That's what I told her. I'm like,
Because that's how we gotta handle them.
because she was like,
Yeah.
my
you
son's
gotta
college
understand-
roommate, my son's college teammate actually came and lived with me. Now, this is a kid who was spoiled, and he could cuss in front of his parents. He had his girlfriend in his house, have sex in his house with it, like that. That was the kind of parents. So he came in my house. I said, listen, don't start none, won't be none. I said, now, I already know you and my son together can be a problem. I said, but we're not going to have no problems, because if there's a problem, I'm kicking you out. And then I'm dealing with him. I said, but here's the thing. You will address me as Miss Tiffany. I will listen to you. I will love you. I will feed you. I will do everything. But what I will not do is be disrespected. I said, do you have a problem with that? No, ma'am. Very good. His whole time living with me, he addressed me as Miss Tiffany. He would be like, I just can't call you Tiffany. I say, hell no.
I'm not doing that over here.
It's like, but when I get older, no.
No.
Nope. Once that auntie, that
Nope.
miss, that ma'am is stamped, it's done.
He don't live with me no more. I talked to him the other day. He was like, I love you. Hi, Miss Tiffany. How are you, love? How you doing? Because and that's what he told me. He said, in your house, I learned so much. He's like, you taught me so much. Yeah, I'm gonna teach you how to be a man in this world and how to do certain things. But you're not gonna disrespect me. because I don't need no friends. I don't. I have enough.
Say it.
Come on.
I love it. But Tiffany, before we run out of time,
Okay.
I want you to talk. I know you have an amazing program that you're working on. It is wow. So
Okay.
Please share.
Okay, so I am really excited because if you saw the last episode I was on, I am a best-selling author of a book, Dear Leader, and this is the 1-year anniversary. So yes, I published it last year in January. So it's Dear Leader, a personal guide for leaders through peace, pandemic, and protest. And what I am doing is I'm doing a 5-week program. that actually starts tomorrow. So if you want to get in, you got to message me tonight or tomorrow. But anyway, it's a 5-week program where we will be discussing identity recovery. We will be dealing with decision making and action taking to get our own personal manifestos together for 2022 and beyond. So it's the Leaders Launchpad that I'm doing in the Fountain, and I'll have more programs coming up. But I'm really excited about this because this is my first program based on my book. And I'm looking for the healing and the foundation that a lot of people, well, it's mostly women who will be participating will get, because I want you to have confidence and courage to move forward with whatever it is that you're here to do. So if you want to join, like I said, I'll give the information and you can join tonight or tomorrow to talk to me. Also, you can purchase my book at Amazon.com or DearLeaderBook.com. And if you decide to purchase it this month, I have to put the code in, but I'll be giving a discount as an anniversary special, 1 year anniversary of my best-selling book. You could get it for a discount for the rest of the month. So message me at hello@tiffanyrochelle.com. I don't know if we could put that across the banner, but hello@tiffanyrochelle.com. Again, dearleaderbook.com. And ask me about the Fountain.
Nice.
That is awesome. I am so excited. I know that it's going to be absolutely an amazing process. And I think people are going to get so much out of it. So, yeah. Guys, go check it out.
Looking forward to it.
Check it out.
Really.
Trying to get the email up.
I'm excited. I'm super excited for what 2022 is bringing. And it's like, okay, so real quick, while we got a couple of minutes, let's talk about this new variant that has created another variant on top of it. It's like the variants went into quarantine together and created another variant.
Girl, they out here having orgies.
English is a second language, y'all.
They out here having orgies.
Where are all these variants coming from? How many boosters? How many do we have?
Really, DeAndra, really?
Point, I'm sorry, because it's just our reality and what we're going through at this time, and it's like, I know it's so many, it's like it's 50-50, vaccinated, non-vaccinated, who doing what, where are these variants coming from, how do we stay protected? At the end of the day, we all know we all have to keep a mask on, whether you're vaccinated or not. We all have to keep ourselves protected, whether we're vaccinated or not. But then it goes into, the vaccinated can do more as far as within the country, within the guidelines and things like that. So it's like, we're gonna have to talk about it at some point.
I think at this point we just have to, really just get adjusted to this being the new, because this is a process that we go through creating herd immunity. We create herd immunity by us, all these new variants coming up, because it's gonna, whatever it is, it's gonna continue to mutate as our bodies get stronger and build more antibodies against it, right? So we just have to be, like you said, just mind your business, mind your health business. It's like, take your vitamins, eat right, take your herb, do what you have to do.
Hit me up for CMOS. Hit me up,
DM DD for the CMOS. Plug,
I just made a fresh batch.
It's that fresh moss, that fresh new moss.
But guys, I think that's the biggest thing. It's like, because I refuse to live in fear, even though it's so tempting. And we already talked about the media and how the media will have you going freaking crazy. Because y'all know I call Gina for the news, because I don't watch it. I don't watch it at all.
And that's just the old school in her, y'all. That's just the old school in her. That's just,
wake up I think go to sleep with the news.
So let me set the record straight.
No, it's not anything bad. Hold on, before you.
No, but I'm just saying, real talk. I don't watch the news like that anymore.
Okay, Gina don't watch it like that no more, y'all.
Okay.
But Didi, I know it's scary, but even for my job, I've been remote. I've been blessed to be remote for even before the pandemic. And now it's like I'm at a point where I may be forced to go into an office. I'm like, do I want to do it? Do I not? And that's why it's like you have to put yourself in position to have multiple streams of income so that the world doesn't dictate how we live our lives.
Right.
Right? It's like we have to be able to be fluid, to be able to move and make the proper decisions for our family, because this is going to continue to go on.
Right.
Then until we get to a point where we get a jab where it's just like we got flu rona right now. It's gonna be a new jab called flu rona. Everybody take it every year and keep on moving. And
they got Deltacron.
They have Deltacron.
Deltacron.
Right.
They
all
got
of that
together and made a baby.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
Yeah, it's just the uncertainty, but as we
and
all
they got
said,
flu rona, whatever
find
you
that
call it.
community, feel safe within your community and keep your health up, like LaFlower said.
Right. And don't go out there free dog in the air. And
it's my birthday. It's like I just feel like I just want to free. I just want to be out in the air. I just want to smell the air on my birthday.
Step outside on your
balcony, sis.
Okay, time is up. Sorry, Regina. Sorry, HR. HR said meeting is adjourned. All right, y'all.
I'm just joking. I wear my mask, people.
We know you want to be free dogging all the time.
Yes.
We know. Gina, you don't like free dogging? I shouldn't say that. You don't like how it sounds?
I don't.
Raw dog it on the face. You don't like.
You can raw dog it, just don't free dog it.
Oh, no free dog it, raw dog it.
She gave the fingers. She gave the fingers.
I'll see Gina. All right, guys. Gina, close us out. Close us out, Gina. Just thank you, Tiffany, for being on the show tonight. Sorry, guys, we're in a little over.
Always welcome, Miss Tiffany.
Yes, thank you so much, Tiffany. We love
God
you so much.
Real, y'all. God is real.
Okay. We all gonna have to be repenting after this show today.
Exactly. And Regina over here flashing that big old rock that she got.
Yes, she's blinding me. She's
upgraded me. Hey.
I'm gonna sing you that song.
Put it in the camera, girl. Put it in the camera if you flashing it. Okay.
She's blinding us.
Whose song is that? Every time
26 years. It was time for an upgrade.
Diamonds are forever.
Okay, bye y'all. Grace and peace, uncommon faith. I'm singing Cash Money Millionaire. Diddy singing
that's James Bond.
Yes, James Bond.
All right, good night, y'all. Peace
out. Until next time.
Grace and peace. Flashlight.